Welcome to BH Global, Beit Halochem News Desk, from our home, Beit Halochem. We're coming to you today from the WeWork station here at Beit Halochem. Our program today focuses on employment and education, two powerful paths to growth, independence, and opportunity. We will highlight inspiring stories, practical resources, and valuable initiatives that help our members develop new skills, build successful careers, and achieve their academic goals. Because our motto is, without employment, there's no rehabilitation.
To talk about this, we are joined by Amit Shmuel. Amit is a member of the Zahal Disabled Veterans organization who served in an elite unit in the Givati Brigade and was seriously injured during an operational mission. Since then, he has undergone an inspiring personal journey of rehabilitation and growth. Today, he is studying business administration with specialization in entrepreneurship and innovation. He lectures in Israel and around the world. He has completed an Ironman competition, and he owns a business specializing in the import, production, and marketing of promotional products and gifts. He also dedicates much of his time to mentoring young people and promoting personal empowerment.
Before we talk about all the amazing stuff you're doing today, tell us about the moment that changed your life.
So all started in 2015 when I was called to the duty to serve in the military service in the IDF. As Omri says, I was in the elite unit of Givati. It's called Palchan. It's specialized in the bombing and the TNT of the IDF. I was called to do a duty in Yehuda Shomron, and we need to cross the Arab village. For sure, we can't go through the roads, and we have to go in the mountains to not be spotted, to be undercover. In the time when we walk to the home that we won't need to guard, I fell down from a very high cliff, and I badly damaged in my right leg, and I couldn't go through to the village. My friends carry me on their back, and we do the mission without me. I go to the hospital, and I get a CRPS syndrome. It's called one of the most painful pain syndromes. Okay, it's like called number one of the pain syndrome. It's like I get all the time pain in my leg, and that was like the moment that I felt like my future ended. Okay, I felt like I will not be an officer in the IDF. That was one of my best goals. All the sports I was doing. I felt like everything is like going down, and I started my rehabilitation in that moment. I was hospitalized for 11 months. I think what more difficult for me, even more from the physical damage, it was the mental damage, you know, because I see all my friends carry on in the military service. And I think I was a little bit jealous, and I see all my friends like continue their lives, and I was like only in the rehabilitation. And I think this is the moment that I was in the lowest shape of my life.
I mean, looking at you today, it's very difficult to imagine what you went through, even though you just said it to us. When was the moment that you decided that your injury would not define you?
Wow. So I think I need to say thank you for my mother. Okay, I was had anger syndrome. No, when you have like a pain syndrome, the anger come out from you with no reason. So in that moment, my mom took me and she said to me, Amit, stop for a second, let me help you. There's so many places an organization can help you, like Beit Halochem, friends, there are people that want to help me. And when she said to me, I'm your mother, let me help you, I think that's the moment that I was stopping and okay, let's see who can help me and how can I be Amit again. How can I get to my shape again? And it's not like, it's not a shame to take help from others. If you let people to help you, it's make you a better bond and make you a better communication between the person you have. So this is the time I was starting to meet friends. Here in Beit Halochem, I was go to swimming. I was like go to talk in schools about my injury, and this is the moment that I was like in the good path of my life, just to take help from others.
Especially your family. There's no better mirror than mother and father, siblings. So good for you. We're happy for you that they were there for you.
Thanks.
You mentioned you were suffering from CRPS. Can you explain about the syndrome?
Yeah, of course. So CRPS, I will explain to you with a question, okay? Do you know why you feel a pain in your body? Some people, I said to them, do you want to not to feel pain? Okay? Some occasion I said yes, but pain is good for you, okay? Pain is like the warning signal to your body to see if something is not good, okay? If you like have pain 1, you need to like get a cover, and like pain 5, go to the hospital, pain 9, go with helicopter to the hospital, I don't know. So in my body, this like warning signal has damage. It go to the brain and said, my friend, you have pain 9 in your leg, and when you do MRI, CT, you don't know the reason why your pain is like this, okay? So it's like, there is like a McGill level pain syndrome, okay? It's like a binary for all the doctors to know what the level of your pain, okay? Like number 1 of the pain is little pain, number 5, number 10, number 16. CRPS is number 16 of the McGill's pain syndrome. It's like the most painful syndrome that know for all the medics, okay? So in some occasions, I know several friends that prefer to cut the leg or the hand of the have with the syndrome, because they prefer not to be with the leg that was in the CRPS syndrome because the pain, okay? If we can tell, in 2015, also my doctor advised me to, if I want also to cut my leg, okay? And I was like, no, I will fight for this. I can say, thank God, I'm wearing socks, I'm wearing shoes, I do a lot of stuff, so yeah, it's thanks God, and I'm very happy for that.
You recently began leading the field of higher education with the education division of the Zahal Disabled Veterans organization. How did you come into this role?
So first of all, I just finished my academic, and as a veteran, I saw all the difficult and all the things that we need to do in the academic studies for someone like me. So I know the manager that all the in the Beit Halochem that do the stuff. We do kayaks in a veterans group, and they told me, Amit, do you want to do a big impact in Beit Halochem Tel Aviv to all the veterans in Israel? Do you want to help them go to the high education and help them to get back on the best path? So I was like thinking, because I have my own business and I like do a lot of stuff, but I decided to take a step back from my business and take a step forward in my main goal. So the main goal is to help others and do an impact in my life. So I get this job like 3 months ago, and we did like a huge event here in Beit Halochem that's included, I think, 95% of all the managers and all the high level of all the academics in Israel. From 57 academics, 53 come here to Beit Halochem. Over 150 persons be here, and we now go and do the impact and make the standard we want, that everyone that want to go to the higher education can do it like smoothly, without headaches and without like when you like have a mental issues. Sometimes to get what you supposed to get, what you need to get, it's a little bit difficult. You don't know how to get it. So now we make sure that everyone gets what you need to get and what he was supposed to get. And this is my main goal, like I told you so, to make the impact.
The truth is that your work goes far beyond the one-on-one support of disabled veterans. At the Zahal Disabled Veterans organization, there are a whole bunch of programs and tracks that accompany disabled veterans on their path to an education and their career. Let's see what that looks like in practice.
הולך.
מה קורה, אחי?
אתה?
בסדר גמור. שלומך?
וואלה, מצוין, טוב לראות אותך.
אותך.
שתה קפה?
יאללה.
אפשר לבקש 2 קפה? כן. אז איפה אמרת שאתה עובד עכשיו?
קיבלתי ליווי מהאגף לפני משהו כמו שנה.
עם נטלי.
עם נטלי ועם טלי צוק. אחרי זה הצטרפתי בשביל ההצלחה, לתוכנית המנטורים, וקיבלתי מנטורית מדהימה שעובדת באינטל, אני בקשר איתה עד היום. עזרה לי עם הקורות חיים, עם להתכונן לרעיונות, באמת כל מה שצריך.
אז הבנתי שאתה רוצה גם ללמוד לתואר שני.
כן, עשיתי תואר ראשון במשפטים ברייכמן, ואני חושב ממש יתאים לי לעשות MBA, תואר שני במנהל עסקים.
ועל המלגות של הארגון אתה מכיר?
האמת שלא.
אז בוא נגיע למשרד, אני אציג לך את כל הדברים.
יאללה, אני אשמח.
יאללה, בוא. אז קודם כל זה מסמך שמאחד לך את כל הזכויות שאתה יכול לקבל, בין אם זה אגף השיקום.
אני לא הכרתי שום דבר מהדברים האלה.
אז עכשיו אנחנו הולכים לעבור על הכל. אז קודם כל מאגף השיקום, את המימון שכר לימוד ועד דמי מחיה אתה מכיר, אבל שתכיר, מגיע לך גם ציוד וסיוע לימודי, וכמובן שיעורי עזר, פה אתה נמצא לך כל המידע הנוסף. אז כן, אז מעבר להארכת זמן, אתה יכול לקבל גם ליווי של מרצים, אז אתה יכול לדבר איתי, וגם אם יש עוד מישהו שאתה מכיר שצריך, אתה יכול להפנות אליי.
אליפות? יאללה.
יאללה, סגור.
אז כש7 באוקטובר הגיע, לא הרגשתי שאני נמצא במקום שאני צריך להיות בו, ורציתי לעשות משהו יותר משמעותי. הלכתי להיות אחראי של ביקורי פצועים בתל השומר, ששם אני הייתי מאושפז במשך 2 אז כשרציתי לחזור לעבוד, חבר המליץ לי להרים טלפון לאגף תעסוקה. התקשרתי, ענתה לי מישהי שקוראים לה טלי צוק.
הבנו שכדי לתת לאנשים להתקדם ולתת להם את הגף שהם צריכים, לא מספיק שנלווה אותם באגף תעסוקה, אלא ניתן להם מנטור מהתחום שלהם.
היה לי מנטור מדהים, קראו לו יניב, הוא היה מלווה אותי פעם בשבוע עם הקורות חיים, והיה לינקדין, ודוחף אותי קדימה, ממש אפילו בסדר יום. ממש היה דואג לי.
טלי ידע תמיד להצמיד לי מבחינת אנשים שילוו אותי, מנטורים, התאמה בתפירה אישית. מי הכי נכון מבחינת התפקיד שאני מחפש ומבחינת ההכשרה שעשיתי.
להגיע לכמה שיותר אנשים ולעזור להם למצוא עבודה.
אין שיקום בלי תעסוקה. שיקום לא נגמר בבית חולים והוא גם לא נגמר כשמגיעים לבית הלוחם. השיקום האמיתי קורה שבן אדם חוזר להיות במקום של מיצוי הפוטנציאל שלו, של נתינה, של יכולת של התפתחות, וזה קורה דרך לימודים ודרך תעסוקה.
גם אחרי שגיליתי שיש לי את הפציעה, ניסיתי כזה להכחיש את זה, להתכחש לזה, והמשכתי בעצם את הסבבי מילואים. וכשאתה יוצא לסבב וחוזר מסבב, קשה מאוד לעשות קודם כל את החזרה לשגרה, ובטח שאת המסע של חיפוש עבודה.
אתה גם מתמודד עם הלימודים תוך כדי, גם עם פוסט-טראומה שמושכת אותך קצת אחורה.
טלי באמת ליוותה אותי ליווי אנושי, חם, תומך. זה הרגיש כאילו אני כל עולמה, כאילו כל הזמן היא מתקשרת, מתעניינת.
הם כל כך צמודים אליך, כל דבר קטן שאתה רוצה, הייתי משגע אותם בוואטסאפים, בטלפונים, הם עוטפים אותך לפני הרעיון, אחרי הרעיון, באמת שכל כישלון שהיה לי, הם היו שם כאילו בשבילך. לא נורא, עוד מנטור, אתה צריך עוד ועוד מנטור ועוד אחד שיכין אותך לרעיון, רק כדי שתצליח. אז הם באמת נותנים את הנשמה, באמת, מכל הלב, וזה מטורף לראות דבר כזה.
דוחפים אותך, מאמינים בך, גם אחרי שקיבלת תשובה שלילית, עוזרים לך לשמור על האנרגיה הזאת של להמשיך לפנות לאנשים.
אנחנו מצליחים לגעת ולממש פוטנציאל של מאות ואלפי פצועי צה"ל וכוחות הביטחון. היום הם עובדים מ-NVIDIA ומייקרוסופט ועד רמי לוי, כל אחד בהתאם ליכולות, למסוגלות, להיקף משרה שהוא רוצה ויכול. מעבר להשפעה על הבן אדם, על הבנות זוג שלו, על הבני זוג שלו, אנחנו יודעים איזה השפעה יש לזה גם על כל החברה שהם יהיו בה. כלומר, בסוף הזכייה הגדולה בעיניי היא של המעסיק עצמו שמעסיק את החבר'ה שלנו.
החלום שלי זה שיהיה לי סטארט-אפ משלי, אוקיי? להצליח בו ממש, כדי שאני אוכל לעזור לאחרים. גם בלהעסיק אותם וגם לתרום לחברה, להיות עם היכולת, עם כוח מאוד גדול כדי לעזור לאחר. כי הייתי במקום הזה שהייתי צריך עזרה ועזרו לי, אז אני רוצה להחזיר בחזרה, אני חושב שזה ערך עליון אצלי, לעזור לאחר.
Wow, it's so powerful seeing how much time and effort, we give from our day to education and employment. It's so important what they do.
It's crazy because we work so many hours in the day, at least 8, 10, 12 hours. It's a very important part of our life. It's just as important as our family, as our friends, as our hobbies. So the work that they do is just crucial.
Right, it's incredible. You completed Ironman. You also build a business and you give lectures in Israel and all over the world. What is your drive?
Okay, so a little bit confession. Okay, I didn't do a full Ironman. I do like a half Ironman, like 21 kilometers of running, 90 kilometers of bicycle, and 3 kilometers of swimming.
Very easy.
Yeah, it's also, but it's not for Ironman, let's say. And I would do it like with also veterans, with people with not legs and people blind and people like had syndrome. So it was like, this is like I told you, so together and with the help of others, you can do everything you do. And for your question, what gave me to do that is like, as I told you, it's very important to receive help from others. To grow in business, you need sometimes to ask for help. What is close to circles is to give help. And I think this is the reason I'm here. And I'm here in this life, and this is my meaning, okay? To help others with CRPS, and I talk about this syndrome, and I talk about how it's important to go to the IDF. And in my correct job, it's how it help also another persons to go to education and to complete rehabilitation and go back to work and be in the best path of their life. So what make me the ambition for that is like see that I do good in this world, and when it's not matter who, but if one go to me like someone at the time help to him and say thank you, because of you I'm like one step more than I was in yesterday. It can make my whole week to be the best week of my life. So this is my ambition for that.
Is that also what drives you to tell your story with your lectures?
Yeah, I talk in campus all over the US. I was in Berkeley and Duke University and UCLA and Harvard, and I talk with the Jewish communities over there. And I will make let's say, the bond and the connection between the Jews outside of Israel and in Israel, understand? So when I talk about my military service and I talk about that I'm not alone here, and there is so many groups and organizations that help me, I think that make everyone be connected, you understand me? And this is drive me to just like giving inspiration to others and tell my story to make someone, okay, if he can do it, like take a little bit from him and let's do it again also.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah.
Okay, Amit, when you look at the journey you've taken and the hundreds of people that have turned to the Education Division for support, what would you like our donors and supporters from around the world to know about the significance of their investment?
So first of all, thank you very much for all the donations and all the help. And I can say that this is the next leadership of Israel. These guys and ladies and all the person go to the academics. In the next step, they will be the leaders and will be, in the work community of Israel. So I think this is the best value. As we said, without education, there's no rehabilitation.
We want to thank you, Amit, for joining us and everything you do. That's amazing, that's empowering and inspiring. I mean, I was holding my tears not to cry from what you told us. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you.
Before we go, let's see what's news at Beit Halochem.
Today, the Zahal Disabled Veterans organization represents nearly 60,000 disabled veterans across Israel.
Already, around 5,000 veterans from the Swords of Iron War are the members of the organization, and many more are still going through the official recognition process.
More than 3,500 have already joined Beit Halochem. And when you include their families, we are already talking about a new community of more than 6,000 people.
And that is important because an injury never affects only one person. It affects spouses, children, parents. The whole family has to adjust to a new reality.
And this is why the rehabilitation process has to be much broader than medical treatment alone. It includes physical rehabilitation, mental health, support, sports, education, employment, and simply having a community around you.
And as this new generation continues to grow, Beit Halochem is also expanding, both through new programs and through new facilities. One of the biggest developments is the opening of the new Beit Halochem Center in Ashdod.
And this is a major step, because until now, many disabled veterans from Ashdod and the surroundings area had to travel much further to reach a Beit Halochem Center.
With the official opening ceremony planned for October 8th.
The new center will serve disabled veterans from Ashdod, the Shfela region, and nearby communities, giving them access to rehabilitation, sports, social activities, and family programs much closer to home.
And with so many new members joining the organization, especially since the beginning of the Swords of Iron War, opening another center is not just an expansion, it's becoming a real necessity. Another example is Beit Halochem Haifa. It has recently finished construction of its new Young Veterans Clubhouse, place for young veterans especially, where they can all come and meet and gather and have fun and hold all their special programs. We are the only organization that does not want more people to join our ranks. Sadly, they do. Work is continuing across all Beit Halochem centers to renovate facilities, improve accessibility, and prepare for the ever-growing needs and demands of our disabled veterans.
For example, Beit Halochem Tel Aviv just held the inauguration ceremony for its newly renovated restaurant. Another example is at Beit Halochem Jerusalem. The second floor will be undergoing expansion and renovation to accommodate the young veterans wing, as well as new PTSD treatment rooms.
Regarding PTSD, post-trauma rehabilitation is one of the areas that has grown most significantly since the beginning of the war. And what we are seeing is that there's no single program that works for everyone. Some people connect through sport, others through animals, music, or simply being a part of a group of people who understand what they're going through. One recent example was the first ride of the Quiet Engines Motorcycle Club at Beit Halochem Jerusalem. The program was created together by the Young Veterans and PTSD departments. Around 35 riders set out from Jerusalem, continued through Bet Guvrin, and eventually reached Nitzanim Lake.
And of course, the route and the motorcycles are part of the experience. But the real value is riding together, spending time as a group, and creating that feeling of belonging.
Exactly. For someone coping with post-trauma, even leaving the house or joining a group activity can sometimes be a major step, even more so when it's activity you are passionate about. So these programs are not just recreational activities, they are part of the rehabilitation process.
Another powerful example came from Beit Halochem Be'er Sheva. Through the Rehabilitation in Motion program, the participants recently took part in an extreme sports event at Bloomfield Stadium, following several months of challenging physical activities.
And what makes this especially meaningful is that some of the participants had not taken part in any sport at all since their injuries.
Several of them said that the experience helped them feel capable again, and for some, It didn't end with the event. They went on to join regular sports groups at Beit Halochem.
One positive experience can help someone take the next step, and then another one after that. And before you know it, they are living full, wonderful lives.
At Beit Halochem Be'er Sheva, this year's paddle program has officially come to an end. What began as a local initiative quickly became a success, generating growing interest both within the center and across other Beit Halochem locations.
For some of the wounded veterans, stepping onto the paddle court marked the very first time they had returned to sports since their injury, a significant milestone in their rehabilitation journey. This is why all the Beit Halochem centers are planning on building paddle courts so their members can benefit too.
Another powerful example of rehabilitation through creativity comes from Slava Pitkevich, a member of Beit Halochem Be'er Sheva and a fighter in the Israel Police Special Patrol Unit. His new book is called Between the Cry and the Beating Heart. It takes readers back to October 7th, when Slava found himself fighting Hamas terrorists amid the chaos and fear of that morning. But the book is not only about what happened during the fighting. It is also about the invisible battle that began afterward.
And Slava is very clear about that. He does not present it simply as a story of heroism. He writes openly about being emotionally shattered, coping with post-trauma, and trying to find a way to remain whole. Writing the book became part of his rehabilitation, forced him to confront experiences he had kept inside, and eventually helped him begin sharing more of them with his wife and family. It is another reminder that rehabilitation can take many forms, and sometimes putting an experience into words can be the first step forward to no longer carrying it alone.
Let's talk music. Beit Halochem Tel Aviv has also launched Thursday Live in cooperation with the Rimon School of Music. The idea is simple: to give young artists a stage and at the same time create a relaxed and enjoyable atmosphere for members of the center. It brings live music directly into Beit Halochem and gives members another reason to meet, connect, and enjoy time together.
Beit Halochem Tel Aviv is also opening a new professional dog training course together with the Keren Ol Keisaria Association. The course is intended for members of the security forces coping with PTSD and will continue for 8 months. Participants will receive professional training as well as support from an animal-assisted therapist throughout the entire course. And at the end, they will receive professional certification as dog trainers. So this is a program that brings together two very important goals: rehabilitation and a real opportunity to develop a new profession.
Beit Halochem has a tradition it practices called Aaron's Day. It brings together the services, organizations, and professionals wounded veterans need most. This month at Beit Halochem Be'er Sheva, instead of navigating multiple offices and appointments, participants were able to receive information, guidance, and practical support all under one roof. Because rebuilding a life also means rebuilding confidence, independence, and a sense of purpose. And that's BH Global, from our home to yours. Thank you for joining us. In our next episode, we'll show more on how Beit Halochem helps our disabled veterans live the best possible lives. Because after everything they've sacrificed for the state of Israel, no one deserves it more. Until then, stay connected. Thank you, Omri.
Thank you, Dana.